I'm one of the forgotten objects from the owner, because he didn't want to show me you all. So today he told me we react to every single Peppa Pig last episode. Wait, just kidding, bro. Just, now I'm saying the truth. We're gonna do it. So this is a try not to get scared challenge. So if you get scared, get out. And if you're not into horror, get out. And also, this is a warning. You will. First video is called Grandpa Killed George. What? Grandpa Killed George? Now I see why. Based on the title, now I see why it's a last episode. Let's watch it.
Peppa loves jumping in muddy puddles. But this time, she saw something unusual.
Nah, bruh. What's that?
It all started when Daddy Pig completely neglected his lawn. The grass got so tall that his lawnmower just broke. He asked for help from Grandpa Pig, who was always a handyman and had a more powerful lawnmower. And soon he arrived.
You know, the weather's been really rainy lately. I think there's a big puddle in this grass that you can't see. I might get stuck and need your help.
George heard about a big puddle in the grass and immediately went there.
George, buddy,
His
get
childish
out of
brain
there.
could not realize the danger.
Hey, listen, Leggy 2.0, what are you to do here? We came to react with you, and also is that blood? Oh, no. He found out! Oh, no. He dead!
It took Grandpa Pig a minute to realize what had just happened. It couldn't have been anyone other than George. Animals around here don't wear blue clothing, the bloody piece of which he held in his hand. He didn't know what to do. He didn't want to think about how he would have to explain this to Daddy Pig. He took all the pieces of George he could find and hid them in the grass, but he himself was still covered in blood. Luckily, he was able to wash himself from the hose outside the house, which got him all wet.
Dang.
Where'd you get so wet?
I'm just tired. I'll finish cutting the grass later. Let me sit here. I need to do something. I need to hide the remains. If they find out... Okay, I can put the remains in something before I take them away. A garbage bag. That's it. They're not likely to notice they're missing a garbage bag. I'll take that bag, put his body in it, then dump it somewhere far away and...
Grandpa Pig had forgotten that the entire lawn was splattered with blood, and it was immediately visible as soon as you stepped outside. He had no chance of cleaning it up. The hose didn't reach that far. He felt awful about what he had done, but if everyone found out, it would make his life even worse. He wasn't afraid of prison. He was afraid of how his own children would look at him. He would try to keep everyone away for as long as possible. To him, it was clear. This was the end. He heard thunder. If it started raining now, all traces of blood would be washed away. He would go and gather all of George's body parts into a trash bag.
You're being odd. By the way, have you seen George?
Yeah, don't worry. He went to the bathroom.
He did as he planned. After the rain, he put all of George's parts in a bag, and without saying anything to Daddy Pig, he drove home.
Bro.
He hid George's remains in a chest in his shed. Grandpa Pig spent a long time in the shower that day. He was trying to wash off not just the blood, but also the sins he had committed. He also burned his old clothes. They had George's blood and DNA on them. They were evidence. He also wanted to burn George's remains, but he remembered that he would still have to deal with the bones, and his dog neighbors would definitely pick up the smell. To Granny Pig, this behavior seemed very strange. He had trouble falling asleep, but eventually slept until noon. When he woke up, he looked out the window. Granny Pig was heading straight to the shed. Yesterday, she had asked him what he had been doing there for so long, so it looked like she was starting to suspect something. He ran to her immediately and caught up just as she was coming out. She said she was just looking for the watering can. Looked like he was in the clear, for now. But Grandpa Pig decided to double-check that everything was properly hidden. That's when he discovered small pieces of George stuck between the blades of his lawnmower. If those had fallen out in front of Granny Pig, she would have understood everything instantly. Paranoia gripped him. What if he hadn't hidden all of George's pieces? There was only one way to find out. He stitched together all the parts of George, his own grandson.
Oh, that was actually left in the trash bag by Peppa.
And as it turned out, he had been right. Some of George's body and organs were missing. He sat for a long time thinking about it. The only explanation he could come up with was that the rain had been so heavy The resulting streams had washed some of George's pieces away. He went to Peppa Pig's house, searched for a long time, but found nothing. Somewhere out in the world, small pieces of George are still lying around. But will anyone ever find them? Most likely the current carried them into the sewer. He needed to make sure the remaining parts were hidden. They had to be buried in the forest.
What'd you say? Get out.
Hello, Grandpa Pig speaking.
Grandpa, I saw you walking near our house. It's not easy for any of us right now, and I'm glad you're trying to find any clues about George's disappearance. You know, the police said they want to talk to you. They said they'll come by tomorrow.
Panic took over him. He had to get to the forest immediately. He packed a small supply of food and water. He wanted to take the remains as far as possible. He set off into the woods. The journey was long. He spent the entire day walking, going so far that his legs could no longer carry him. He didn't know this area, didn't know where he was. He was so exhausted that he couldn't even dig a hole. He laid out a place to sleep, thinking that in the morning he would have the strength to bury that black bag. But when he woke up, he found that the bag had been torn open. He hadn't thought about wild animals. Lizards and owls had picked up George's scent and carried him off piece by piece. His whole plan had failed. There was nothing he could do now. He walked in a random direction and soon ended up back at his own house. Turns out, he had walked in a circle while wandering through the forest, and he made it just in time for the meeting with the police. It was a long interview. They asked him about every detail, where he had been, what he had done. He explained his behavior by saying he had been deeply shaken by George's disappearance, but the investigators were troubled by the fact that he claimed the last time he saw George, he was heading to the bathroom. George still used a potty, and it was unclear why he would be going to the bathroom alone. When asked about his appearance, he said he had been searching for George in the forest. He felt calm because he was sure that no one would find George's remains. Therefore, there would be no evidence against him.
Are you sure about
I understand. I'll come here later. Stay in touch.
that? Are you sure about
First, the investigators went into the forest to follow his footprints. There, they found a bag and a shovel. Later, Peppa came running with new evidence, a piece of George's nose. Grandpa Pig had to confess what he had done. His family rejected him. They were angry not because he had killed George, but because of his lies.
And wait a sec. I don't know. You don't know? Okay. So that's why it's sad plus scary. Say, let's react to if George got lost.
At noon, Mr. Wolf gathered everyone to give a lesson on survival in the woods, in a situation where no one is around. But George didn't seem interested at all. Peppa was with her friend Susie and listening intently to Mr. Wolf, not noticing her own brother missing. Because of simple inattention, this will be one of the most terrifying things to happen. Starting a fire with sticks is a very difficult skill that requires a lot of patience, and Mr. Wolf was showing the kids how to do it.
It is important to find food while surviving in the forest. Not everything that grows is edible. If you see a river, it is better to walk near it downstream. You can probably find some village.
As Mr. Wolf was about to lead the group to lunch, he realized something.
Hold up.
Where is George?
Oh my god.
In the meantime, George had been carried ashore and lay there unconscious. Far away, the group started looking for George. They called loudly for him, but George gradually began to regain consciousness. He was disoriented, dizzy, and his whole body ached.
Damn.
And he was very hungry. Luckily, there was a bush with berries nearby. They looked so appetizing. Due to his intense hunger, George didn't taste the slight bitterness. Unfortunately, not all berries are edible. Now he has to make a shelter. Mr. Wolf was saying something about that before George chased the butterfly. His body was already sore from the river, and now the branches were scratching his delicate hands. However, he didn't... What was that sound?
What?
Must have been the wind. He tried to make a simple tent, but the branches wouldn't hold. Due to his lack of skill, he just couldn't create a shelter in this forest. He just sat there waiting to be rescued for half an hour. But suddenly he saw a movement in the bushes.
Is that Peppa? Nah, that's not Peppa.
He sees some pepper-like creature in front of him, but it's not her.
Is this it? Bro.
He sat motionless for a few
Bro,
more minutes, but
tell
nothing
me
happened.
this is one of George's
It must have gone away.
hallucinations.
Meanwhile, difficulties have arisen with his search.
I feel sorry for you. Unfortunately, I can't see anything from the helicopter at night, so we have to rely on Mr. Wolf. He knows the area well, and I'm sure he can find him even in the dark.
George started to build a fire. He was very afraid of the dark, so it might give some sense of security. But he wasn't making any progress.
Nights in the forest
After he tried to make a tent,
boy.
his hands swelled up and he couldn't make fire with those hands. Instead, his hands got sore more. If he had known what Mr. Wolf said, it would hardly have helped him to build a good shelter. But at least he didn't make it worse for himself.
And if you did, listen to Mr. Wolf, George. You do something that never happened to you. Stupid George, bruh.
Again, some rustling in the bushes. He was getting ready to run, but...
Who's that?
George, why are you sitting here alone?
Oh, it's...
You must be scared in here.
Wait a sec. Mr. Wolf doesn't have it. His camp closes. That proves this is a hallucination.
It's a good thing I found you. The smell of you in these woods really attracted me. It took me a long time to make my way through the woods. The nearest village is about 5 hours away. Look at the sky, George. The moon is giving us very little light tonight. I don't think a pig's eyes can see anything in this darkness. But lucky for you, I'm a night predator. You know, it's probably a good news that there was no one around. I was able to concentrate on your scent. My sense of smell allows me to do that because I'm a predator.
Yeah, boy.
But I realized that the smell wasn't enough for me. Because I could taste you,
Nah.
and no one would know about it.
Oh, dear God, bro. It
Again,
was a
something scary appeared to him.
hallucination.
It was all because of the berries. They were poisoning his brain, causing hallucinations.
I knew
But he
it
didn't
was
know it and stood there in
hallucinations.
panic. He thought that somewhere in the forest there was a wolf that wanted to kill him, and he had to hide and keep quiet. He only needed to find a suitable hiding place.
Oh, there you are. Are you all right?
George,
We've been
don't
looking
worry.
for you all
that's
day.
He did not understand what was real and what was not.
George,
So the
listen,
appearance
that's the
of the
real
wolf
Mr.
terrified
Wolf.
him, and he ran. He didn't look under his feet, just like when he was chasing a butterfly.
George, I see this. George is so
After falling off the cliff,
freaking
he didn't have the strength to
stupid.
get up. He was exhausted from what had happened to him that day, and especially from the poisonous berries that were gradually killing his body. It was the end. The next day, the search continued, but George's body was never found. Maybe he ran too far away.
That's so sad, bro. Everyone comment RIP George, bro. This is so sad. Man, this is the end of the video. Make sure to like and sub. Bye.